Fuck off. Can't. Fuck off. You can't. This YouTube shit, mate. Yes. Call me, niggas. Call me. Fuck you. It's a 30-minute walk, my man. Minutes on a push bike. Dude, someone Skype me. Add cards to a video. Add card, I just fucking did. Add card. Promote another channel. Promote a video. Poll question.
Yeah, awesome, man. Exactly. And who would be your who would you say like is an idol besides? I mean, it doesn't even have to be a human being, but who's on TV or has been on television who you kind of idolize?
Were you a talk show host?
A talk show.
Well, I loved David Letterman.
Yeah,
was the guy I loved most of all time. But before that, when I was a little boy, I would watch The Tomorrow Show, and it was amazing. Like,
is that Tom Snyder? No, who's
Tom Snyder?
Yeah.
He was younger than me, so he had a show, The Late Show. He was the first one to follow Letterman.
Yeah.
But he was a broadcaster. But it was cool because people didn't stay up that late, you know. So it was at 12:30, and he would smoke a cigarette in the dark, and there was cigarette smoke out, and it would be super close up to the dark light. And you interview his guests, and you got the feeling that only you were watching.
Right.
You know that feeling?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got to let him too, like, this is for me, and the cool guys.
Absolutely. I I remember as a kid watching Tom Snyder, and just his laugh was just like, ha ha ha, this huge teeth. Like, I was like, just coming out of me. I was sitting really close to the TV, just these giant teeth.
Right. What we are losing is broadcasters. Because Snyder passed on, I don't know, 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Regis got pushed out for a football player.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, that's right. Ridiculous.
I mean, you talk about ageism or something. He was Regis, the funniest guy around.
I know.
And Larry King, fantastic interview.
Yeah.
But those guys are a dying breed because, they came up in radio and you know every city and all this. They're just a different type of
absolutely, yeah.
People.
Different animal. They're not like a comedy writer or something. They were like when it meant something to be a broadcaster.
It meant something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
It's funny when you look back at the old days. They were professionals.
Mm-hmm.
I look at an old YouTube clip of Bob Hope talking to Jack Manning. Saw one last night, which is my favorite. I watched. I have a thing where it's my favorite stuff. So Jack Manning brings out Bob Hope, and he says, "Bob, you are America's favorite comedian." And then Bob Hope goes, "Oh no, Jack, you are America's favorite comedian." And then Jack Manning goes, "I stand corrected."
That's awesome.
But these guys, they wore suits and they
present themselves.
They were men.
Yeah.
And they were 30.
Yeah.
And then we're all bums.
That is interesting. Back in the day, everyone seemed like super powerful.
Oh, yes,
and now it's just a bunch of bums.
Yeah.
A bunch of bums.
And I think the podcast thing's fantastic because I was wanting to be a sportscaster. So when I was young, I just do it in my basement, like repeat propaganda.
Yeah.
But I thought,
less kidnapping.
Yeah. But boy, I thought if I had a podcast.
Yeah.
What I think is great about podcasts is for guys that want to be broadcasters is you have no audience, but you do have an audience.
Absolutely.
So it's not like talking into a ham radio, that no one will hear, but very few people hear, but still people hear.
Yeah.
And you can get that Malcolm Gladwell 100,000 hours thing,
Absolutely. Yeah. Become an expert.
You're real good at it.
Absolutely.
So it's a wonderful time for anybody. For anybody to do that.
Yeah. And it doesn't take a lot of money either, and that's the other thing.
It's free.
It's free, yeah. So you really only need to buy, this is probably, I don't know, $10 million worth of equipment here, I think. At least. But and then you can get on the air and practice broadcast.
I love the democracy of YouTube.
Yeah,
It's just fantastic. Like, I wonder how SNL can compete, because when you think about SNL has 20 writers, and Funny or Die has 300 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so if one guy has one, he can just have one funny idea for his
Yeah.
whole life. And I don't know how on earth because anybody shows me a clip, it ain't from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, absolutely.
It's from a guy in Albuquerque and his buddy.
Yeah.
And I f***ing love it.
And then and literally like 50 million people can see it.
Yeah.
It's just
I
mind-boggling.
f***ing love it. And I love also that I don't know who they are. So if that's why I like movies when you don't know who the f***
Yeah. There's no preconceived thing
like,
it's Tom Hanks being Tom Hanks. It's just a guy being awesome. Exactly. No idea.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I feel there's like 8 actors and they're all in each other's movies.
I totally agree. It's just like, now it's Tom Cruise in a giant robot suit. Now it's Tom Cruise with a jetpack in the future. Now it's Tom Cruise, it's just like...
And I'm like, God damn, I'm trying to suspend my disbelief over here.
Like, everybody's in each other.
I love when they do like cameos. And they're like, I don't think you're big enough for a cameo.
Yeah.
I don't want to name it, but you know what I'm saying.
I don't mean to go up on Tom Cruise, but how old is that guy?
I have no idea.
He doesn't age, but he's with Emily Blunt in that new movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
Isn't he like 60?
Some guys, though, I remember Paul Newman.
Yeah.
And he kept going at age, but it was believable. I could be with a girl like 30 years his junior.
Yeah.
You'd believe it,
Sure, yeah.
So, and there was you remember about Schmidt?
Oh, yeah. Nicholson, yeah.
So Nicholson is in the bed at the beginning of the movie, And he wakes up and he turns, and it's the woman from Nebraska. It's the old lady.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody laughs, right?
Yeah.
But they're the same age. So in real life, that's who Jack Nicholson would be.
That's right.
So,
It makes perfect sense.
yeah.
And it was, oh, never.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But,
That's hysterical.
yeah, I felt sorry for the lady at the, when she was at the premiere. Huge laugh.
Yeah, huge laugh. Just a single tear.
Same age.
on her face. That's hilarious.
Exactly.
Wait, speaking of actors, should we do the actor studio
Oh, yeah.
questions?
All right, so speaking of, Dirty Work, amazing movie. Unbelievable. It's great. Who are those women? Who are those whores? / who are those women? Whatever. So we thought, we would love to see you inside the actor studio. It'd be amazing. I don't know if it's going to happen. We're all pulling for it. But Lipton gives. Have you seen Inside the Actor
Yes,
Studio?
of course.
Yeah, so he's got the quiz at the end.
Yeah,
So that's right.
But
Do you mind if we give you the quiz here? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
All right, you're ready. Archie, you want to go first?
Sure. What is your favorite word? Norm Macdonald?
Now, and answer honestly. It doesn't have to be funny. This is supposed to be. This is as if you're on Inside the Actor Studio.
Goodwill.
Ooh, Goodwill. All right. Okay. All right. What is your least favorite?
African American.
Really? All right. Perfect.
All right.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
These are the questions?
Yeah, these
are
questions.
I
actual
don't
ones.
remember them.
Yeah.
I'll say that one again.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Creatively, I read every single day when I wake up.
You wake
I
up.
read,
Whoa.
I read 2 hours of Leo Tolstoy. So that's creative.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's creative.
All
You
right.
should do it. You should do it.
It's hard to read when you wake up. My eyes are like, oh, I can barely see.
Yeah, see, I can't do it at night because I just fall asleep.
Oh,
Oh yeah, there you go. Exactly. That's when I read at night. I can never remember any of the books that I ever read, so I read the same page 50
And
times.
then, after I do that, I listen to Billy Joe Shaver, who I consider the best writer of music.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And, I meant to tell Conan he should have him as a guest because he's a fascinating guy.
We'll pass it on. We'll pass it along. Absolutely. Billy Joe Shaver.
Yeah, he's considered the greatest songwriter. Bob Dylan is the greatest songwriter.
Awesome.
But he wrote Honky Tonk. He wrote everything Waylon Jennings. But he's the real outlaw.
I just bought a 4 CD set of Waylon Jennings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
awesome.
Oh,
I never really listened to him. He's unbelievably
that
great.
voice.
Holy
He
it's
has an awesome
insane.
voice.
It's insane.
Yeah.
crazy.
So check out Billy Joe Shaver, because his stories are unbelievable, because he was the true outlaw.
Yeah.
And he's 75, just last year he shot a man in the face.
What?
Is that true?
That's not what?
2 years ago. I mean, he went to...
It wasn't last year. He did shoot him in the face, but it wasn't.
Yeah, but he was old, you know?
Oh my
Because
God.
it was in a bar fight, and that was it. But
That's the way- that's-
he got out, he didn't kill the guy. And when he got out, he said, that guy owes me a bullet. Yeah.
Dude, that guy's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, the guy's the best.
Holy
I'm
crap.
telling everybody, you gotta get this guy because his songs are insanely good.
That's awesome.
And he's a great singer, and his stories are unbelievable.
Holy crap. Oh my God.
So
Unbelievable.
anyways, there was that was.
So that was creatively, spiritually, now emotionally. What turns you on emotionally?
Wait a minute, we didn't talk about spiritual.
Oh, spiritually. That's
So spiritually, I'm kind of behind.
all right.
But I have a book by Leo Tolstoy.
Right.
That is only the words of Jesus, because he did not believe in the Bible, but he believed in the words of Jesus, that Jesus was the greatest, he believed.
Right.
And Leo Tolstoy is no slouch.
No slouch, that guy.
Yeah,
No thing or
he
two.
believed that Jesus was the best writer.
Interesting.
Not the best writer, but I guess the best thinker.
Yeah.
And that all pacifism came from Jesus.
Right. And it's not the stuff around, all that stuff around Jesus.
It's
you
not
know.
all the religion.
All the religion stuff. It's just the
Well,
word.
yeah, he's very against religion.
Interesting.
But when you read it, I had a hard time finding it. When you read it, you're like, yeah, who needs all that other stuff?
Yeah.
Everything this guy says is amazing.
It's more
Absolutely.
Jesus as like a philosopher. Or
A
something.
super philosopher,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
like
crazy.
way ahead of everybody. Like, you know, he did everything for women. Like he was super feminist, you know.
Super progressive.
Super progressive. Children, apparently children were never mentioned ever. Anybody, because they're just like so looking
Well, it's a pyramid.
yeah, so, and then Jesus was like, no, the children, you know.
Yeah.
And then he had these thoughts that nobody had ever had, like, you know, love thine enemy. That's even the same.
Yeah.
Turn on the other. Still.
It still seems
seems undoable.
Yeah.
Turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Give the guy a cloak. So, anyways, I have that book, so that's
Totally.
what I do spiritually. I'm not a Christian,
Right.
but
That's
I'm
awesome.
not a religious person. I believe there's a God, but I'm not a religious person.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was the third.
And then emotionally, what would you say it turns you on emotionally? Lifts your spirits.
Golf does.
Yeah.
You tweet a lot about golf.
Love it.
Yes, golf is like, because golf to me is like man against man, man against nature,
Yes.
and then man against himself. So to me, when I watch golf, I see life above the score.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And I think that's why I like sports, because it has a score.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
everything in life
Can
is so like,
measure.
you know, I didn't like it, I did.
Yeah.
It's a wishy-washy.
And everything's subjective.
Yeah.
And with sports, it's like, well, this ain't
Yeah. Well, that's why tying sucks
78,
too.
72.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who's your guy? You like Spieth?
Oh, well, I love speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm torn because I'm so. But I would like to see him, I think, break the records, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love Tiger, and when I think of how much I put into Tiger and tenacity, I think that what they did to him was awful.
Yeah.
You know, the sex thing.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Like, I love how nobody cheats. Like, what the f***?
I know.
I mean, everyone in the world. Like, why do you have to make up this crazy shit?
He's just a golfer. It's like, who cares?
He's a golfer. He's the hero. Like,
Yeah.
Like what retard would go? Okay, this is the guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's the best rebounder there is. Do what he does.
Dude,
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like my friends, Lori, who was my good friend. Her best friend, my friend is Elon Musk, who I'm sure.
Yeah. SpaceX.
And I go, this guy should be the most famous guy in the world by far.
Yes.
This guy's the coolest motherfucker.
Yes.
You know, and he just risks everything constantly, and he has so much hope, and he's not a cynic like everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's colonized Mars, and oh my God. Like,
He's the leader in 2 insane fields.
Yeah.
Spaceflight and automobile.
I know.
It's crazy.
He's making a hydro loop to San Francisco.
Yes. It's like,
And he
oh my God.
throws all his money. So, you know, he makes, I think he started PayPal.
Yeah.
So he makes all his money, boom, throws it all into it. And as soon as he fails, everything disintegrates.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But he doesn't care. He just tells me, he goes, I want to be alive to see a man on Mars. I probably won't be, but it's amazing in this world of
And it's also, it's beautiful that those people still exist. And that can rise from whatever muck we're all in.
Right.
They can still be
Well,
like, no, we're going to go do this.
Yeah,
They can have imagination.
Instead of going like, hey, the fucking global warming, everything's gonna go to shit. Like,
It's like, let's build a rocket and go to Mars.
here's the
go.
answer.
Yeah. It's
Here's
awesome.
an answer instead of the answer being, yeah, the guys are wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is
awesome.
getting so
It is.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's good. That's good. All right.
What was the third one?
Emotionally.
Emotion.
You said that.
That's what you said. You said emotionally.
Golf.
Yeah, golf.
Oh, yes, golf.
Yeah.
What turns you off? Turns you off in general.
What turns me off?
Yeah.
Smugness.
Yeah.
Like, I always ask people, I go, what do you know for sure?
Right.
And it's silence. Yeah, unless the guy like Ricky Gervais or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a type of Ricky. What do you know for sure? He goes, well, I know there's no God. I said for sure. What do you know for sure? Because of course the answer is nothing.
Right.
But people don't like to say that.
Right.
So smugness.
Yeah, I like it.
And especially when it comes to that topic, because it's like, yeah, you're the only guy to like, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. We're all alone.
Remember for the enlightenment?
Yeah.
You suddenly come to this.
Yeah. Good on you.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
like this one.
Yeah. All right. Favorite curse
I've
word.
never heard these questions though from him. I guess I don't.
That's I got this off the internet, so it could be fake.
Could be fake.
We'll skip a bunch.
No, that's good.
What's your favorite curse word?
Edited or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. What favorite curse word?
Mother.
Yeah?
Because there's a lot going on in that word.
There's a lot going on. I'm trying to. I haven't heard
Sure.
sucker in a long time.
Oh, that's good.
I like that one. It's got a lot of oomph to it.
Trying to bring that one back.
Yeah. Well, it's confusing now.
Right. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
Because you don't know what exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But mother is like, I don't know, the first guy that thought of that. But I guess scientists, not scientists, I'm such an idiot.
First word
Psychiatrists say you want to your mother. So, you don't hear these things and you go, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just it's just
Why is
a
it that grosses me out? That's true.
Yeah.
Why is it that me and all my friends are completely grossed out if we want to our mothers? Plus, why are we not our mothers? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Next one.
All right. What sound or noise do you love?
Oh. I love the ocean. Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I love the ocean because it's so steady and calm and different to our problems and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I also love the ocean because man has not controlled the ocean.
That's
And we
true.
always think of the world, and you're like, hey, we're the world, we've conquered the world. Well, the world's 75% ocean and fish. That's
true.
That's the world.
There's so much stuff that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Most of the world is not us, and it's hard for us.
Yeah. It's hard for us to believe that,
Comprehend
right?
it. Yeah.
It's like I heard the other day, there's only like a couple places where if you went like if we were in Los Angeles, the opposite side of that would be land.
Oh
There's
yeah.
only a couple
Wow,
places
that's
in the world.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
how much water there is.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's
Good. All right. Next question.
Sound you
You
don't
guys are
like.
fun.
We know a lot of useless facts.
Very
Let's say that.
What's the sound you hate?
The sound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess, really truly, the sound of the horn at the end of the hockey game that I lost,
Yeah.
it just hits me.
Not when you've won, but just when you've
No,
won.
it's when I
Yeah.
lost.
It's harsh as hell.
It's a hell of a bad horn.
Right to the soul.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it does that on purpose or not.
It's a spear in the heart.
Yeah.
It's just the what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Well, I'm writing a book now. And,
Oh, awesome.
Yes, it's taken me, I said I'd do it in a year,
Uh-huh.
and it's been 3 years.
Okay.
And it's very, very, very hard. And I stopped doing stand-up to try to do it properly.
Whoa.
In the book, what I'm going to pay for the book, I can make 2 stand-ups. but when I did it, I read all the autobiographies. It's a memoir.
Oh, awesome.
And they were all awful. Like the worst things you could ever read.
Okay.
Except there was 2. There was Benjamin Franklin, who wrote it to his son.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
He was everything. The guy did everything.
Absolutely.
And there's the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Oh, that's
But the rest of them were like when you when you write a memoir, like they want 300 pages, you realize your life, maybe 6 pages.
Yeah. Double space.
Not a lot happening. Take a good close look at your life. A lot of it's easy. Eating raisin bran.
So much.
A lot of it is eating food.
So much eating.
Yeah, waiting to eat and eating.
You should put it in your memoir. Just put it in the, maybe pad it out a bit with just eating food.
Yes. The memoir will be the greatest celebrity memoir ever by far.
I can't wait. That sounds
You have a title?
Based on a true story.
Based on your story. Awesome. Oh my God. Well, do you have any idea when it's gonna? I mean, you're writing it now, so I think maybe a couple of years.
I think about 2 months of sending the final one.
Oh wow. So you're just wrapping it up. Oh my God. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I mean,
We try to.
Yeah. I mean, I've never written a book.
Yeah, no,
I've written comedy
It's a
stuff.
big picture. I didn't know how hard it was.
It's
I'm
long.
like, wait, what did this happen? How? So much.
Yeah, it's like a marathon for your mind.
Yeah, wait.
Especially when you're used to writing jokes and
Yeah,
scenes
that's
and
what I was
stuff. To think about like 200, 300 pages or whatever, it seems insane.
It really is. So, but the luck, and also first person is the hardest.
Right, exactly.
So you have to do for memoir. So,
Did you write it to anyone? Like Franklin did? Or
oh,
anyone?
Just to myself. All right. What profession?
you guys are awesome.
Thank you. We're almost done. I swear to God.
No,
I didn't realize 50 questions.
no, don't cut any out.
Day 3 of the Norm Macdonald interview.
Don't cut any out, because maybe we'll find, maybe we'll find a good one. Don't cut it out.
Okay. No problem. All right. Here we go. Next one. What profession would you not like to do?
What did I say? What did I say I'd like to do? I guess we're right.
Right.
Yeah.
What would I not like?
Also write a book.
I did manual labor before I did stand-up comedy.
Oh,
What kind? I did too.
Well, the worst was logging, but mostly it was all unskilled. I had no skill. I couldn't do skilled labor.
Yeah.
So furniture moving. We would go outside and stand on the corner in the freezing Calgary winter.
Oh my
Trucks would come out. Everybody run up to the truck. The depression.
I imagine it raining.
Yeah, they just pick a guy and you get in.
Oh my
And
God.
you do all the work, for $2.50 an hour. The driver's getting like $18 an hour. But anyways,
How's logging? That seems.
I love logging. I didn't love manual labor because unskilled labor.
Yeah.
Because what happened was I would work and I didn't have to think because it was unskilled.
Sure.
So my mind would just fantasize all the time.
Oh,
And I think most of it I think of funny stuff. I try to think of funny, not any desire to do the comedy.
Right.
But just trying to entertain myself.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I really like the unskilled labor where you can just dig in a ditch and you just mind floats away.
Yeah.
So the one I would hate more than anything would definitely be a businessman.
A businessman.
I think the worst possible thing I can think of is being called into the carpet. Like, they always talk about heroes, like the mother's the hero, and I go, what about the guy who works a job and his boss calls him and he goes, Henderson, you you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you better you're gonna have to get fired. Yeah. And then Henderson wants to go you, but he's got 3 kids.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a hero to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that would be. I worked one time as the lowest position in an insurance company, and I saw it just looked so absurd to me. Like, the whole idea was to get to that office at the end of the place,
Right.
which was just as shit. It was a better office, but you're still in this insurance company, And
After like years of hard work, then you finally get that.
You finally get 20 yards down.
Yeah.
With a window.
Yeah, and then you get to be mean to people. Yeah.
There's a lot of ties.
So many ties.
I also have ties. It's just symbolic.
Yeah.
We're going to slowly strangle.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And uncomfortable shoes. It'd be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say businessmen. Maybe they're needed. I don't know. I'm sure
There's a lot of them.
But
There are a lot.
yeah,
More than we don't need that many.
yeah, probably not, right?
Hell yeah.
Like I heard Carlin said, we don't need any more love songs.
Yeah.
It's like, what about songs about cancer?
Exactly.
But I'm sure they do good work, but that would kill my soul.
A hellish night.
That would be awful.
I think I'd rather.
All right, last question.
This is a very Lipton question.
Yeah, this is a very James Lipton.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh.
It's a
I exist.
I exist. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you would know something for sure.
And then I would say, you sure? And he would go, yes, I exist. And I go, wait a minute. You're not the devil, right? Because that's how Twilight was.
Oh my God.
God, I would be speechless. Wouldn't that be the most wonderful thing ever?
That'd be insane.
One time, I think I did this in my act, but it was actually a true thought. I was like, what if there is a God, but he's like the wrong guy? So like, holy this is my, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Not
Not
wrong.
wrong. But my real belief is that all religions are wrong.
Right.
But I still believe in God. I was was trying to explain to who's raised, because mine is my idea, seriously about it, right? Because I have no religious affiliation.
Well, you said you think they're all wrong.
I think they're wrong.
Yeah.
And you know when they say well, how could the virgin birth be right? Because that's the same as in 15 other different religions.
Yeah.
Well, I go like, oh, well, then maybe, you know,
Maybe that's the one right.
maybe they all have a virgin. Why would that be? But I don't think man could ever comprehend, you know, or should have dare to comprehend it. But like when I hear like I don't believe in God because do you believe in anything else? Try to condescend to you and say invisible man in the sky and stuff like that. But and they grew up with all these, you know, hey, all this stuff has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Priest children.
Yeah. What are you?
What the f is that doing?
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Yeah. So like they go, I've never seen God, you know, and there's no evidence of God.
Yeah.
And all of that, which is true.
Yeah.
But I say there is no evidence because it must have started. It started either with God or nothingness. That much we know.
Right.
Sure.
Sure.
It was created by God or started from nothingness and with entropy became something. So when they say I've never seen God, and I can't imagine God, I say I've never seen nothingness.
Yeah. That's true.
I can't imagine nothingness. And that is really what I believe. And I've never asked a scientist this. I asked Dawkins on Twitter.
Did he?
He wouldn't understand it, but I said, why does life continue to insist upon itself? In other words, why would an ant care to reproduce and have more ants? Maybe there is an answer.
Yeah.
But if you're an atheist and nothing is meaningless, everything's meaningless. Well, certainly an ant doesn't believe in God.
Right.
We know that.
Right.
But an ant wants there to be more ants in the future.
Yeah.
Like automatically.
Exactly.
And why, if the universe is completely indifferent, why would life be insistent upon staying? You would think it would just go,
whatever.
Yeah.
I ate, I died, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares?
That's true. I mean, the insistence on life and the fact that life constantly tries to propagate itself must mean something. There must be
Not to get too cosmos-y on this podcast, but it's like everything's so big. The universe is so big.
It
There's
is
so much.
big and seemingly perfect and beautiful. And when they go, well, that took 4 billion years, I think that ain't that long.
No.
If you think about
You give me 4 billion years, I can fucking do anything.
Exactly.
So I don't
You
think
could write
that's
2 books. 4 million.
But I don't think I could do that long.
Yeah.
So I really believe it's a guess.
Yeah.
That you know, and that's why I don't like people that say for sure, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
And are you
you're stupid.
Yeah.
You know, you can either believe in God or you're stupid.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know anything about the nature of God. Could be completely indifferent to us, not care at all, not even know we exist. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to mean that he answers our prayer and loves us and all that. Who could ever know that? But I do believe. I can't help but believe when I look around.
Yeah. There's
I can't help it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
there's
can't
something.
believe that when I look around, it was all an accident.
It's true. And you know what? And I think that the smartest men can admit that they don't know and can admit that there's something they don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because it takes true intelligence and confidence to say, I'm not sure, but there's something, you know? And I feel like it's always the people who are, those people drive me crazy, you know? Like the smug people who are just like,
are so sure.
yes,
Yeah.
right. It's like, what are you
Are you
so
guys
sure?
comics?
Yeah.
It's weird that I don't know isn't an acceptable answer.
It is not.
Yeah, and it's the answer that most people should give to most things.
Right.
And yet, everyone's afraid of those words.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
It's very weird.
Because we know nothing.
Nothing.
You know, we know nothing. We know nothing about the big question.
Yeah.
I don't even know anything about a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I have no idea how this stuff works. I just know that it works.
So you could take the smartest person in the world, and of all the things known in the world, he would know almost none of them.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then, because my dad always said, you know, nobody's stupid because there's something they know that you don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very poignant thing. Yeah, I like that. Awesome. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. This is fantastic. Yeah, and everyone, please follow. This man has a lot of great things to say. Follow Norm Macdonald on Twitter and hashtag #LateLateNormNorm and express your awesome desire to see Norm as the host of the show. You can have this every night. You can have
Well, thanks.
Awesome.
You guys are really good.
This is
really
great.
good together.
Thank you very much.
Been for a while?
What's that? Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see you.
Any buddies from the old days?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
We hang out way too much.
Yeah.
So we're making up for lost time.
And I've done it with two people. I've been interviewed by two people before, and you guys are the best I've ever seen.
Oh my God! Thank you very much.
You don't interrupt each other. It's a conversation.
That's very nice.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Really cool. Pleasant, nice conversation.
Thank you so much. And thank you all for listening. And we will see you guys next week.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's podcast. For all things Conan, go to teamcoco.com. And don't forget to watch the TV show on TBS, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of What's So Funny, the show that probes the minds, the brains, the psyches of the people who make the funny. Tonight, an epic episode. Comedy legend Norm Macdonald talks to us for 90 minutes. 90, folks. It's not all comedy, though. Some topics we discuss are hypochondria, God, and the scientific method. Hilarious, but fascinating nonetheless. Word of warning, at about the 30-minute mark, my equipment crapped out, so I went to my backup. It sounds fine, but you will notice a difference in the sound quality. Okay, let's get to this monster. Enjoy the ride. Norm Macdonald.
Just talk like this, and it won't sound too. Sometimes like I sound all lethargic when I'm too relaxed.
Yes, Norm, I heard you interviewed on KGO Radio once. And the host thought you were on something.
Oh,
you were
this is San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And I'm so stupid I didn't even realize. The guy kicked me off the air.
Yeah, and you're good. Thanks. It's fun.
I didn't even understand it. And then, I got home and people were phoning me, sorry about that thing. I'm like, why? What happened? I didn't even know I was kicked off. But I had, a crazy, people always think I'm on drugs, So I had a crazy, chlorine got my eye and I hurt myself before. So I had sunglasses on. So I showed the guy. And he's asking me all these stupid questions, and I'm all tired. So in between commercials, I'm like, look at my eye. It's so weird because it's all red. And then he made it sound like I was a heroin addict or something.
Yeah, and you were answering questions, and I thought, oh, this is interesting, and he would think, all right, I'm going to try another one.
Yeah, he kept going. Yeah, when I re-listened to it, I realized he kept going, okay, one more time. Because he'd ask me, and then his questions were all wrong, too, and stuff. And so I tried to correct it, and then he'd be like, okay, I'm going to try this one more time. But also, he was asking me super serious questions, and then he was mad because I wasn't being hilarious.
You're supposed to make jokes. And then he would play a clip of you from 20 years ago and say, you don't sound like this anymore.
I know.
So you must be hot.
He did say that, yeah. It's true. It's weird hearing your own voice a long time ago, because... Yeah, I sound completely different.
Well, I find, we're about the same age. I find the whole process of aging weird.
Yes.
Like, how does that happen when we look at ourselves 20 years ago? At no point along the way do we know that we're changing.
No, it's gradual. That's the insidious.
But it has to happen.
Yes. I used to think if I videotape myself every day that I wouldn't age. I used to have this crazy theory.
Did you ever try it?
No. And also when I had my kid, I was going to videotape him every single day. See
How long that lasts?
Well, that's a few days.
Yeah.
Infants aren't that interesting, it turns out. But yeah, no, it's aging. Yeah, it's like it creeps up. It's like you don't see it. You don't see it from one day to the next. It's very clever.
It's clever. And going back to this guy with the interview, you do every interview anyone ever asks you.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm fine with talking to people. Yeah.
Have you always been that way? Or was it a conscious decision? Because I interview lots of comics.
Yeah.
And as I told you when we did the phone thing a week or so ago, the first time we talked, it was 90 minutes. And after the fact, I was thinking, you were probably having fun with me, trying to keep me on the line for as long as possible, just to see how long it would be.
No, I just talk until the other guys finish talking. Like, I don't have a very, all I do really is write, so I'm always kind of available. And I don't have a busy life.
So then it's good to actually talk to a human.
Yeah, that's the thing I really have to try to focus on in my life is getting outside of my apartment, talking to human beings.
Well, you said you don't go out anywhere.
No, I never go.
And you don't drink?
Well, I don't drink, so I don't go to bars. Like that, that cuts a lot of social, that cuts almost all social life out. And then I don't like going to restaurants and eating for long periods of time. So yeah, mostly I'm alone in my apartment.
Except for when you're on the road, and we went to a nice breakfast, a nice leisurely breakfast.
Yeah, we had a nice breakfast. It was nice. I like diners. Like on the road, I love diners. I don't eat fancy food, so.
Right. Yeah, me too. I like that. So we went to the Elbow Room.
The Elbow Room.
And you've been there a couple times.
Yeah, it's great. They insult you. It's one of those places where they playfully insult you, except they do it a little more hard-edged here.
Yeah. Well, if you invite it, I guess.
Yes.
Which you do.
It's elderly gay gentlemen that lambaste you for being gay.
Yeah, that's an odd concept, isn't it?
It is, yes. It's just a strange thing. It's often strange when liberal comedians will do that about Republicans. They'll go, that guy's probably secretly gay, as if that's bad.
Yeah. That's right.
I thought they were not homophobic. Turns out homophobia runs deeper than anyone ever suspected. As open-minded as you are, very few people would, if they had a gay friend, would help that guy, achieve an orgasm.
Sorry?
Can I be dirty?
Yeah.
I would never give another guy a hand job, even if he was his buddy. Like, if you're a straight guy and your best friend's gay, why not give him a hand job? It'd just be a nice thing to do for the guy. But that's how deep homophobia runs.
Right. I guess there's some. I said that you have this logic. I don't see it there.
You don't see it? Would you give your gay friend a hand job?
Well, would I give my straight female friend a finger bang? I don't know.
Yeah, you probably would.
I probably would. You're right. You're right there. But would she give her male straight friend a hand job?
No. But that's because she's a girl. She might give her male gay friend one though. Girls are different when it comes to sex.
Girls are different.
Girls are different.
We're just talking about this.
We're talking about that because of the Adam Carolla comments.
Yeah, and so I assume you know Adam.
Yeah, I know Adam. He's really funny.
And
very funny.
probably done his show.
Yep.
He speaks his mind.
Yeah, he does.
And he made the mistake of speaking to a reporter.
Yeah, a print reporter.
A print reporter. They're the worst. Saying, well, he wasn't saying women aren't funny. Well, maybe he did say that, but they don't try to understand what he's saying. They just take those words.
Right, they take the quote.
And I do think this will affect him.
I don't think it's going to affect him well, because it's not. You're not going to win saying things like that. But
you say things like that all the time.
I have said things like that. But the problem is, if you say things like that once, and then they will ask you 1,000 times that thing, the same question over and over again, till that's all you're talking about. Since all of a sudden, I mean, because Jerry Lewis famously said women weren't funny 20 years ago, and that's like now part of his legacy. Is bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he is completely understandable, because there were no women comedians, or the guy's 90 or something. So from his point of view, it's completely understandable.
So the thing with saying that, though, there are always exceptions.
Yes.
And also, I was saying that I think he's talking more about in the general population rather than
he's talking about he's generalizing, which is supposed to be a bad, somehow it's become a bad thing. But yeah, he's generalizing, and I think he even said, like, he put it into the idea of if you were going to have a pickup basketball game and at random there were a bunch of African Americans and a bunch of white guys standing around, you would be better suited to pick the African Americans at random, and you probably have a better basketball game. And so he was making the point that
he wasn't helping his case.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Yeah. Instead of just being misogynistic, let's throw in racism too.
But then they throw in that they make these words like misogynistic or homophobic, which implies hatred. I mean, it doesn't imply it. It means hatred. So that's a terrible thing to say about a person. That they hate women or they hate minorities just because they state something that they believe to be a fact. No, we were talking about earlier, like, you state something that you think is a fact, it doesn't mean that you can talk about slavery, it doesn't mean you're pro-slavery, by just saying there was slavery.
Yeah.
He's not saying why, for all, if women are funny or not, or whatever the social reasons they are, he's not defending any of those reasons that came into being. But if you say women make less money than men, is that bad too? I don't know. I thought that was good to say, so that women could
rise up.
Could rise up, yeah. So.
Unless you're saying they deserve to make less.
Unless you're saying they deserve, right.
Even when you're careful with your language, people will hear whatever they want to hear.
Yeah, the people will definitely hear whatever they want to hear.
Or their backs are already so up that you can't even begin to talk about this in any kind of rational way.
No, of course. And people also, they have no ability to think. Most people, they just, whatever the current stylish thing is to say. I guess it's rather wearying to hear things that you've heard 200 times, a day told you by someone as if it's the first time you have ever heard that. Like any issue. That's why I don't really ever argue about things anymore with politics or religion or anything, because I've heard every argument, every counter argument. It's just so dull. Like, no one's saying anything new that I haven't heard a trillion times.
They just go in cycles.
Yes, exactly. When I was young, abortion was like a terrible thing, and now abortion's fine. So I don't know. Just people seem to just go with whatever the stylish thing is to think, I guess.
And in the case of Corolla, I had a situation on Facebook. Somebody made a comment about what he said, made fun of him, and I asked him if he actually read the full quotes. And of course he hadn't.
Right.
But he heard other people talking about it. Well, he said this, so there must be some truth to it if everybody's talking about
exactly.
it. And that's fine if you base your opinion after reading it and going, yeah, no, I think he is misogynistic. I mean,
right.
At least then you would have something to base it on rather than just, oh, that's what everyone's talking about.
Yeah, definitely. People get their news from, from Facebook updates, which is the equivalent of like, bathroom graffiti or something, And then you don't even know where you're getting your news from. You're like, did I hear that on CNN or did my taxi driver tell me? Like, information gets all muddled up.
Yeah. I want to say, I saw your show 3 times over the last 2 days. The third time, last night, I was watching you, and in my mind, I was going, did he say that already this show, or was that the show before? And so, does it ever get muddled in your mind?
Well, it gets muddled that I change the order all the time.
Yeah, you do that. But
sometimes
then
I think of stuff as I'm talking too, and so then it becomes something else all the time. But do you mean, did I say this during the set itself?
Yeah.
Yes, I've thought that before. But I thought that I used to think that when I did 2 or 3 shows in a row and
on the same night.
On the same night, yeah, and I had my set list, like, because I mixed myself up all over the place, I definitely go, oh my gosh, did I say that, or did I, something occurs to me, and then it reoccurs, and then I go back to the first point, and then, yeah, sometimes I get confused as to, that's a scary feeling.
Have you ever repeated yourself?
I think I repeated myself, because sometimes you can hear, like, a sort of a titter,
A murmur.
A murmur that sounds different than laughter. And then what I do is I try to just repeat everything as if I intended to. That's my default position.
Genius. I didn't know that you used to live in Vancouver.
Yes, I love Vancouver.
When did you live here?
Oh gosh, when I was a boy, it was like 1979 or something, 1980 when I was a young boy.
But you were on your own.
Yep. But I came here because it was beautiful and there was lots of work
from Quebec.
Quebec, yeah.
And what did you work at here?
It was just like manual labor. I was too young to. I had to get I was like an undocumented worker, kind of, I guess, looking back. And then we'd stand on the corner and trucks would go by and you get in them and stuff like that. Well, yeah.
How old are you?
Well, no, it wasn't like the Depression. It was like, yeah, like if you're standing for temporary labor, like you stand on the corner and then trucks go by, and then you all run up to the truck and try to get in. And then they have these other temporary manpower places where they really gyp you, where they take almost all the money and they give you like minimum wage back then was $3.15 an hour or something like that. But then the company the middleman for the company would make $8, whatever. And then you'd go, and then you like the worst was I was in a garbage truck once. It seemed fun at the time. It seemed like, hey, that's fun, like riding on the back of a garbage truck. Because, you're riding, you're standing up. It looked fun when I was a kid.
Fresh air, yeah.
Yeah. But first of all, the guy goes way faster than you think, the driver. You never have time. And then people put everything in their garbage, like you pick up the garbage can, it'd be filled with sod, it'd weigh like 200 pounds, and then the next place would be like a couch that's broken in half. And then you're exhausted, and then the funniest was you go, all the garbage men went to the same place for lunch, so they completely ruined this fucking guy's business.
Just stinking.
Yeah, the restaurant just stuck with garbage, and so he had no other clientele after a while. And then, so you're exhausted and everything, and then at the end of the day, like you're so tired, and then you drive to the dump, which is the worst place. It's just like hell itself. There's little fires all over. There's rats running around everywhere. It's just, and then you drive home, and then I had to get on a bus, and then you smell like garbage. So I only did that like 2 days.
Okay.
That was maybe my worst job. Although there's other jobs where I had I remember one job, like when you're doing these day jobs, man, they'll just make you do anything. And there's this one where I had all this chemical stuff, and I had to put like plastic in. I don't know what it was. All I remember is a trough of chemicals that I was breathing in for 8 straight hours.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
How long did you live here?
Probably 8 months. I lived on the island here on the
I
island.
lived in my hometown, Victoria.
Victoria, yeah. I kept going back and forth because Victoria was easier to live when you had no place to stay, and then Vancouver was a little rougher.
So we were there at the same time. I may have come across you.
I was there. What was that? The years you were there, like 1979.
I grew up there, yeah.
Yeah, about 1979, 1982, or something like that.
So yeah, I mean, you quit school to come out because I was still in high school. Right?
Yeah, I quit.
Yeah, and your parents pleased with your decision?
I don't know. Like my dad was real old when he had me, so he was like.
Oh wait, how old was he when he had
I think
you?
he was 50.
Okay, good.
So he was in the depression. He was actually in the actual depression. So he left home when he was young, because everybody had to. So he didn't mind it that much. But now looking back, now that I have a kid, I was like, oh my God, I must have worried my mother like crazy.
Yeah.
Because my son, I'm worried about him all the time, you know. It's funny.
And he's about your age, the age that you were when you moved.
When you have a child, like, you realize, like, the love that your parents have for you, because, you know, and then how unrequited it is, because, you know, I love my mom, but, you know, if she phones, it's not the most thrilling moment of my day. But I call my kid constantly, and I feel like the same thing. He's just like humoring me, and he has something fun to do, and I'm like, ooh, can we talk later? But it's very strange. You'll find this out, guy. When they leave, it's a great moment for them. It's the worst moment in your life.
Yeah.
So it's very odd. That thing I've never experienced.
I'll be at home by then.
In a home?
Yeah. So he hasn't left yet.
Oh yeah, he's in college. He's gone.
Right.
But you know, the texting is great. I like the texting because it avoids like long, awkward silences. Because you go, how was school? How's your courses? Did you play basketball? Did you see a basketball game? You know? And then you run out of stuff. But on the texting, you have time to think,
right,
and compose like a thought. But then it breaks your heart when he just stops replying at some point. During the conversation, at the end, no one says goodbye. They just vanish.
It's got to end sometime.
Yeah. Well, I love that texting. It's taking all awkward, long silences where you could possibly say something wrong out of the equation.
Yeah, and also you don't want to interrupt someone.
Yes, that's very true, yeah.
Let them get to it when they get to it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hello, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to What's So Funny on CFRO 102.7 FM, and it's also on podcast in iTunes. But I wouldn't pay attention to the show on anything it's on. If it was right in front of me, I wouldn't be listening or watching or paying attention.
You have two brothers, too. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
And did they leave home early too?
No, they didn't. No.
So you were the black sheep.
Yeah, they were responsible.
And they still are. Neil McDonald.
Yes, very responsible adults.
I love telling people that don't know that your brother is Neil McDonald.
Yeah, my brother's a serious guy. Yeah.
Now I heard, I don't know if this is true, I don't know where I heard it, that he was funnier than you as a kid.
Oh yeah, he was a funny kid. Yeah, because I never spoke or anything.
You shy?
Yeah, but you know, people say they were shy when they were children. I was it was like a pathology or something. I couldn't if I went to a store, I had to walk around the store for 10 times before I could talk to the storekeeper. But yeah, my brother was garrulous and funny, and
he's older.
I tried to act like him. Yeah, I was older. It's probably pretty common that people emulate their older brother. And,
where's the third one?
He's still in Ottawa.
But I mean, is he older?
Oh, he's yeah. We're all within 3 years. We're all real close to. the same age.
And the other one is also a journalist?
No. He just lives in Ottawa. He goes from job to job.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So there was a time when you and Neil were both newsmen.
In a way, yeah. It was strange. It was odd. I don't know how that happened, but it was funny. But he was like in Israel. He goes to like these trouble spots. That was his. Thankfully now he's in Washington. He just stands in front of the White House and reads stuff they give him. But I don't think you get many scoops when you're a Canadian journalist in Washington. But so he just stands. But he loves the war zones and stuff. But finally he got too old for it and got worried about his kids. I think.
It's a family trait.
Yeah.
Or just a human trait, worrying about your kids.
Yeah.
I guess it's not just the
Well,
McDonald's that
somebody
worry
worried
about
about it.
it.
I think when I was young, nobody worried about kids. Like, you know what I mean? I'd just get on my bike and take off and then show up at some other point.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But we didn't have texting. So,
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, my kid, like, I remember I'd walk him to school. It was like 4 blocks to school, and then there's this guy living next to me. The only guy with common sense in our neighborhood. And his kid would walk to school, and everybody would be like, what? The kid's only 7. And then he's like, we live in Beverly Hills. Like, he's not going to get killed. And then I remember, I used to walk to school. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I'd have to walk, I don't know nowadays.
Oh, the kids.
The kids.
Your stand-up, anyway, I relate to a lot.
This seems boring. Is this a boring one?
Yeah, that's one of the worst.
I know, it seems unnaturally uninteresting. It seems deeply uninteresting so far behind my part.
Now, did you think that when you did Maron's podcast?
Wait, what were you just about to ask me?
I can't remember that.
You said
that I relate to, you have, one, you're a hypochondriac.
Yeah, so you like that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't call it hypochondria.
No, I call it an alarmist. Because I don't make things up that I don't have. I just go to the worst possible.
Yes. And the computer doesn't help it any.
I've stopped looking because.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So, but I always wonder, because as you know, Mike McDonald said these health issues. I think he has hepatitis C, and there's benefits all across the country. He's back in Ottawa because he didn't have health insurance.
Yes.
In the States. Now, I know you're not an American citizen, but you maybe worked enough to get.
I have health insurance.
Okay, that's good. See, I was wondering, as a hypochondriac, you can't just show up all the time to emergency. Or you talk about calling 911 and how to get them there.
Oh, yes. Well, I did
I go at the drop of a hat.
First of all, this is...
And it costs nothing.
Yes,
so, but what would you do in the States?
No, I know, you're in trouble. That's what... It's funny, like you say about Mike McDonald. It's going to sound selfish, but... Like when I hear about someone getting something, I immediately think about myself getting it.
Yeah.
Rather than the other person.
So when someone dies, you immediately think, what were the symptoms?
Exactly.
I might have that.
Yeah.
So, it is totally selfish.
But hypochondria though is it might be too the only chance you have is early detection. Like that's the only chance. That's the only part I can play in it. Is early detection. That's your only hope. So my idea is just a barrage of exams, the most invasive types of exams possible. Because then if you hit it early, you can possibly save yourself. I would feel like a fool if I...
Yeah, you hear people and you go, what were the symptoms? Oh, for 6 months they had something that they just thought was nothing.
Yeah.
You go, 2 days, I'm worried.
Absolutely. And, I don't want the responsibility, too, of the guilt of... In a way, that's, a lot of reason I quit smoking cigarettes, because not only are you dying at the end, but you knew you did it to yourself, which must be hell. I mean, I don't know, that must be just the deepest remorse. Yeah, God. So I would hate to, not go for a colonoscopy and then get colon cancer, so I'd rather just get the colonoscopy.
Have you had one?
Yeah, I'm having one next Tuesday.
First one?
No, next Wednesday. No, I've had 2. You're supposed to get them when you're 50. I got mine for 48 now. I've had 2. But it's because Katie Couric's husband was on the TV, and he got his when he was 38 or something. So what they do is they test guys that are at the highest rate. So it's like a bell curve, like with colon cancer, for instance. Like you're not supposed to get it done, looked at till you're 50. But the evidence shows 10% of the people. It's like a bell curve, so it's 10%, then 80%, then 10%. So the 2 people at the edge of the bell curve, the 20% of people, they get colon cancer under the age of 50. But because it's statistically irrelevant, they're just dealing in quantity, the medical establishment. So they go, well, why would we test these people that are only at such a low risk for it? We'll test everybody in this 80% range. But if you happen to be on that 10% range, you get missed, and then you're dead. You die, because by the time they find it, if you got it when you're 35, a test at 50 isn't going to help you. So it's better if you can possibly afford it to get it done as soon as possible. Why am I talking about colonoscopy?
Because I appreciate this, and I'm sure there are others out there. I mean, I haven't had one yet.
You gotta have one, goddamn.
I will.
Here's the thing: you gotta have a colonoscopy because a polyp can turn into cancer within 5 years, and everybody has polyps in their
Everybody?
In their intestinal tract, yeah. And also, the when you have the operation, they give you this twilight drug, which is a very wonderful. It's called an amnesiac, and it keeps you conscious because they have to ask you questions while you do it. And it's a powerful drug. It's so powerful. Like, you know what I mean? They can put stuff up your ass and stuff and, talk to you and you're cool with it. Like, even on heroin, you would not be cool with that. But this stuff is so powerful that you're having a good time and laughing and joking.
So, and you also talk about, I'm going to be dead in 20, 30 years. And you start to think that at our age, too. And it's... I don't know when that started. Well, I think even as a teenager, I thought a lot about death.
Yeah. No, I mean, thinking about death is like I think it's a kind of terrible thing to do, but I think about it a lot. But I think it's sort of like a sin because it's just indulgence. And then, you don't want to get to the point where something happens and you're like, why did I spend all that time thinking about death when I had life? Like, you don't want to hit that point where you're no longer sound but sick, and then go, God, why did I spend my whole life ruminating about an inevitability? And also, not to get too deep or anything about this, but I think about it a lot. But the way I came to feel that I try to tell myself is that since when you're dead, you're not alive, and since when you're alive, you're not dead, you and death will never actually cross paths. So there's really nothing to be afraid of.
Except for that half hour where, time's coming.
Yeah, well, what the good part is about that, about the end, is you got no pain because they got morphine. They're jamming cigarettes and morphine in your neck. Like, that's why it's like, my grandfather died peacefully. Yes, because he was on so much narcotics. That's why he fucking died peacefully. It's not because... If you went back 200 years, those guys didn't die peacefully. They were just fucking howling for 3 days and black bile pouring out of their nose. This is all funny stuff.
It's not all the laughs. But no, you talk about this on stage in a funny way, about your dark thoughts, about the end of life. So you're saying in your real life, though, you just told yourself there's no point in fretting about an inevitability.
Well, I try.
Are you successful with that?
No, I'm not successful. I just try to tell myself that. But in the deep of night,
That's what it is.
yeah, that's not fun. And like my worst moments in life is when I get up late at night and go in the bathroom and turn the light on and look into my own eyes. But anyways, I try to, you try to keep it at bay. You try to keep all those thoughts at bay, and like in a sense, like that. That's why I think like routine is important. I have a job where like there's not routine; you have to self-impose routine. But I think that to me, like the key to unhappiness is like just indulgence. Like with anything, if you indulge in sex or in alcohol or in drugs or in video games, it doesn't matter. If you indulge in things, you're not happy. And I think like our previous generation, they never indulged in anything. Like my dad worked all day and then he'd have a couple of beers, and I'm sure those beers tasted really good to him. And his vacations, as modest as they were, probably had great value. We indulge ourselves more, and then the generation that follows us really indulge themselves. And I don't know. To me, I think that's where you get unhappy, when you start indulging. That's the key to unhappiness. What am I talking about?
Indulging in Twitter and things like that. Did you hear that Woody Allen interview he did with a French TV station?
No.
He talked about why he just obsessively works from one film, when that one's in it, he moves on to the next one, and it's to get his mind off of dying. Essentially, it's gives him routine, gives him something to do just to keep his mind away from it.
Yeah. God, that's depressing. No, but yeah, I can see what he means. Like, I remember when my dad retired, because that was his whole dream, was retiring, his whole life. Like, it was always to retire. And then when he retired, he forgot to think of something to do. Like, he didn't have hobbies or anything. So then he was just sitting around the house, and like he was sad because like he just had this idea of retirement, and he had this idea that doing nothing would be a wonderful thing, which is just natural for us to think. But no, I think that must be why Woody Allen or Clint Eastwood or stuff would work like that when they have so much money, is to not be alone with your thoughts and to be distracted. Like one time I went to a psychiatrist because I was gambling too much, and he told me you do that to like avoid life, and then that was my argument. Was like, that's why you do everything, is to avoid. You live life to avoid life in a way, like you live the minutia of daily existence. You wake up. And then you eat, you wash your face and shower and have the exact same conversations with the exact same people over and over and over and over again, just to kind of achieve some self-hypnosis, so you stay away from thinking about. This is why people that do drugs, I think the drugs take away the defense of if they take very powerful hallucinogenics or something. They probably are thinking more clearly in some ways about life, in the sense that they no longer worry about finding food or talking to friends. They start thinking about real things, and that's so horrifying that they get psychotic breaks and so forth. Again, this is all hilarious stuff.
It's not a comedy show. It's a show about comedians. Because I find it fascinating. Now, is it a function of age, or have you always had these thoughts? Like I say, I thought a lot about death And it's not that I obsess over it. It's just that I'm curious. I wonder, and I think, I study philosophy, and I think about when that happens. Right. So is this more something that's you're thinking a lot more about now, or have you always been this way?
Well, I remember when I was young, I think I was the most terrorized by the idea. But it might have been other. Maybe I was worried about my parents dying or something like that. But no, I was always like afraid. I was afraid of like something random just happening that could knock me out of the game real quick. Or I'm very cautious. Like I don't do anything that can put me in situations because people, you gotta live, But you can just you can live by being cautious and careful and not doing like. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to jump out of a plane. So I'm not going to jump out of no plane, and I'm not going to do any drugs that'll kill me, and I'm not going to drink alcohol all the time because that stuff. I don't want to. I just want to grow. I just want to grow old and die a slow, like painful death. No. I don't know what I want, but it is. But now that because now because I'm 48, so I'm kind of like always thinking 20 years in the future and trying to figure out how I can be in good enough shape to. But also, I think I should do something before then, like I should go travel and see someplace because I don't want to be like them old people. That they start traveling when they're hit 80 or whatever, and then they're on a bus with other people being herded around. I was thinking in my mind that I'd like to take a train across Canada again like I did when I was young and stuff. Well, I'm still young enough to. Well, I'm still ambulatory. Oh my gosh, this is getting funnier by the moment.
I don't want to be traveling when I'm 80 and dying on the plane or the bus because that would be embarrassing. And I think you kind of talked about that too.
Jesus, I was just reading. That's weird because I love Russians, and I read Tolstoy a lot, but I don't know anything about him. But a guy told me because I don't read biographies and stuff. But a guy told me that Tolstoy was they did this movie called The Last Station with Christopher Plummer where he played Tolstoy. But anyways, he was apparently obsessed with death, and he wanted to be an ascetic because he was born a count, but he never had the courage to just give everything up. And then finally one day he said, I'm just giving. He was old though, like late 70s. He said, I'm giving everything up, and I'm just going to wander the world like Christ. And then he went to the train station and died.
On his way.
Yeah, at the train station. So he waited too long, Again,
this is fascinating.
This is John Wing, and you're listening to What's So Funny on CFRO 102.7 FM in Vancouver and all over the globe on the internet. What is so funny?
You talk also about, I think I heard, maybe you just alluded to it on Aaron's podcast, something about your faith. I don't know what your faith is. Is it getting stronger as you get older? Or are you sort of searching or something? What was it?
I don't know. I just have an intuition that there's a God. When I say God, I don't mean like a force or something. I mean an actual personage. I just have this intuition that there is one. Like I've always had it, and I've always had this deep intuition. Without, I have no evidence or anything, and I don't really everything I've read from religious tracts or stuff all seem like insane to me. So I haven't really found one, but although I will say this: of all the religions, I like Judaism and I like Christianity. Maybe it's the way I was brought up, but But I do notice, I was thinking about the other day, like, there are some people that would believe that, like, man is divine, like kind of a hippie idea, that we're all, like, beautiful creatures. So anyways, I can't believe that because I know my own heart. And I know that's not true. And then, like, other people believe, like, we're wretched, like the cynics, you know, or the atheists or whatever would believe that we're all just wretched, like nothingness, you know, we're just animals, just creatures. So I can't believe that. That doesn't make any sense. You know, that we're just beasts. So I will say that Christianity has this interesting compromise where we're both divine and wretched. And then there's this middleman, you see. That's the Savior, that through him we can become divine, but we're born wretched. And so it's a very fascinating idea. I kind of like that one because it sort of makes sense. The other two are both seem equally untrue. One, that we're all divine and interconnected with nature, just seems like nonsense to me. The other, that we're beasts of the field, seems like nonsense to me. So I kind of like that Christian idea, but I'm not. I don't belong to any church.
Yeah, you don't. So you believe there's a guy in the sky?
Yeah.
But how does that? How can you even imagine such a thing?
That there's a man in the sky, invisible man in the sky?
Yeah. Where is he?
Well, we can't see him. I guess it would be, I mean, you know, how could a fish possibly imagine a person?
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do, but maybe they'd be mocked by other fish if they ever brought it up. You know, because if they've never seen it, there's I don't know. There's a difference between. I cannot believe that. I believe in souls. I believe that man has a soul. I actually believe that. I actually believe that man has a body. I believe that man is a soul, and it just makes complete, like, finite sense to me because I meet people and they're not reflective of their body. You can see an old withered man who has a bright soul, so their soul is not aging with their body. What makes them, there's obviously a difference between a dead person and an alive person, but an old person and a young person are identical. So that's why I believe that people are souls and not bodies, and that the bodies that we have are no more than garments, really.
That's not just their brain, their thoughts.
Their soul?
Yeah.
No, I believe the brain and the thoughts are like physiological. I think people get mixed up that your brain is a physical thing and your mind is a physical thing. So those physical things, your mind, for instance, your mind can't conceive of inconceivable things. It's beyond its capacity because it's just a mind. All it knows how to do is think. So then how can you conceive of something in a very, very real way that doesn't exist? I think it's impossible. I don't think there are atheists, personally, is my opinion. I don't believe there's any such thing.
Meaning what?
Meaning that I don't think there's any such thing. When I hear atheists talk, all they talk about is God. It's very hard to talk about something that doesn't exist and be fascinated with it. It seems impossible to me personally. Now they might be much deeper than me and be able to imagine unimaginable things, but I don't think that you can imagine something I think that's the arrogance of man, that he thinks he can imagine unimaginable things. Personally.
But I think atheists are only talking about God because that's the culture we grew up in. For me, I don't identify as an atheist, but I think it's just not a factor in my life. I can't conceive of a God, but if there's one, there's one, and there's nothing we can do about it, and we'll find out in due time, I guess. So it's just an absence of belief. It's not theism, it's atheism. And it's only a reaction to everyone, like...
This is reactionary.
Yeah, so...
The problem with it is this, with atheists I have heard, is they're usually, as with most, people that like to argue, they're usually missing the entire point of everything. So, because this is a very important question. And then they end up talking about priests fucking kids or something, or, they talk about the crusade or some ridiculous nonsense that has nothing to do with the question. So as soon as I hear them talk about that, I go, okay, well, you're a fucking idiot. Why should I listen to anything you say? Further than that, if we go to an even deeper level than that, if everything was created by accident, then that means that you and I were also created by accident. And that means that Richard Dawkins was created by accident. So why the fuck should I listen to him? Like why would an accident be able to convey to me how he became an accident through a series of accidents? That makes no sense to me.
Got the essentials.
See, now we're getting funny. How about this though? If God created the universe, He also created the cannibals that are in the news today. He created the what created wars and all the badness in the world too. So how do you explain that?
I mean,
well, I don't explain it. I mean,
I'll happily.
Why not? I mean, you know what I mean? It's the atheists believe in the fairy tale because they're saying, how can God be mean? Why the fuck can't he be mean? Why can't he allow races to turn to ash? Why not? The fuck is it about? It's the atheists that live in the fairy tale saying God should do this, God should do that. You read the Bible, it says rain falls and the wicked and the just.
The Bible now.
I mean, that's the only one I know.
Yeah. Well, I thought somebody wrote the Bible. I don't know. Have you studied or read philosophy?
Well, somebody wrote philosophy too.
When
somebody wrote
Jamie all about fucking the Illuminati,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Man,
fuck, man.
that kind of stuff.
Shit makes you
pretty
so
great, man.
bullshit.
So you don't like, or you say you don't on stage, important comedians, important comedy, and yet I consider what you talk about subversively important and very intelligent and sort of Socratic even.
I believe in everything and actually.
Maybe Socratic. I don't know answers, but I listen. I like interesting comedy, I guess I meant important in quotation marks, that the subtext is really important. But when I was young, my act was all different, and I would talk about dogs and cats and stuff. And then Sam Kinison told me, because he was a big star and stuff, and he let me go for him after starting in Canada. And he told me you can talk about anything you want, just, why is that what interests you the most? So anyways, that was kind of a turning point for me, that I probably should talk about what I tend to ruminate over and over about stuff, which tends toward the horrific or the, in my life, those things I find fascinating, are fears and shames and stuff like that I wonder about, I don't really wonder about. Although I love comedy about very minute things like Jerry Seinfeld does, or like I love Brian Regan is my favorite. So I certainly think those guys are important comedians because in a way, like the tiny everyday things that we do in life, that's what life actually is. So they may be the deepest of all, right? Just taking the actual things we do, because a man is what he does rather than what he thinks or says usually, but it's usually what, at the end of his life, it's what he did, you know, so those guys are probably, they're certainly more important than the, you know, what I refer to as journalists, you know, that's the least interesting comedy to me. It's just straight journalism, or it's just straight facts about politics and so forth. But there was a saying, all politics are gossip. And that was Thoreau in like fucking 1600 or some shit. You know what I mean? So, and I think it is, like, a lot of times you go, it's a political comic, and then the guys are like, George Bush has a weird haircut. And you're like, well, what the fuck is that political? No, but anyways, whatever. But, you know, listen, it has its place. But it's not funny. To tell you the truth, it's very hard to be funny about you really, if you, it's the same with atheism, it's the same with if you don't like something, if your idea is, I don't like Republicans, and that's your comedy, it's very hard to be funny when it's about something you don't like. You know, it's much more interesting to talk about good things. I don't know, it's hard to really articulate, but I think that people are the same. Everyone's the same, that's what I think. And so, if you just try to understand people, and you don't demonize, if you demonize people, you're a fucking idiot. In my mind, Hitler is no demon to me, he's just a guy. So, I think if you demonize people, you're an idiot, and nothing you can say can be taken seriously, and I'm not going to laugh at it.
So Kenneth had told you to talk about things you care about, and then when we spoke a week or so ago, you were saying about the new type of comedy, or what's becoming fashion is sort of the confessional type, and personal stuff. Right, so there's a difference there. You're talking about things that really interest you, but it's not just about you.
Yeah, there's a big distinction between like stuff that interests you and then just wallowing in self-pity about stuff, you know, or thinking that your life is special or different, or, you know, like I've seen one-man shows where the guy has cancer or some fucking thing. I'm like, yeah, well, everybody's got cancer. I don't give a fuck about your cancer. You know what I mean? I don't give a, like, go tell your pastor that, or your family. I don't want to hear your fucking story. So that's just showing off, you know, or being ultra honest for its own sake or something like that. You know, that's not a virtue to be honest, and it's not a, you know, it's only in comedy it's a virtue to be funny. Like that's why, in my mind, like Bob Hope was a fantastic comic because he was never serious.
You ever trained? Yeah, Ricky Diamond for a little bit.
There's two kind of guys. Fuck Ricky Diamond. Because they're so vulnerable and you know who they are. And then there's guys like Bob Hope are brilliant because they're like invisible. To me, Bob Hope in a way is a little bit on a higher level because he presents a sort of a existential view of life where everything is reduced to the breeziest jokes possible. It doesn't even seem like he's a person. It seems like he's a cartoon. And I think if he can rise to the level of cartoon, it's just funnier than like Bugs Bunny or somebody, you know? You know, if Bugs Bunny started fucking railing against God, you go, what? That fucking hasn't seen that funny anymore. He never made that mistake.
Bob Hope, though, it's from another era, so you can't really fault him, but he employed lots of writers.
Yeah.
So whereas Pryor was talking, I don't know if he had writers, but I doubt it.
I don't think so, no. Pryor was talking about, it's completely different things. But, what people really make out Shecky Green was a fantastic comic, or Bob Hope was these hacks and everything like that, but we were far from it. And Bob Hope, the fact that you can't even quote a Bob Hope joke, and yet he was maybe the most successful stand-up comic ever, is a testament to his unbelievable skills as a stand-up comic, because he didn't need jokes. This guy didn't have good jokes. People would write them for him, and they all sucked. And I remember going on the Tonight Show. Every joke sucked. And then afterwards, you'd be smiling and stuff. I come to this thing, guy, that I realized there's laughter, and then there's smiling. And I think in the final end, I've only come to this realization in the last couple of years of comedy, because I was wanting to punch people in the stomach and make them laugh so hard they couldn't stop and stuff. But I've come to understand that just smiling and spreading goodwill might be a higher art form than really heavy, hard laughter. As counter as that seems, when I look back at fondness of people, I think of people like John Candy, but I always think of him like from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, very sweet, and I smile at that. Or Chaplin, whenever I hear Chaplin, I smile more than I laugh out loud at some. That's what I was saying, Bob Hope.
Me and his mates go some fucking render, bro.
I don't know, that's probably just a gift that they have.
When I know you speak reverentially, as a lot of great comics do, of Bill Cosby. I listened to his albums, memorized them as a kid. They were fantastic, but his later stuff, not so much. And I went to see him, and highly enjoyable, and I sat there smiling. I didn't really laugh, and I smiled.
You don't laugh, you smile, and then you get home, and I guess that's why, like Carl, as great as he was, he didn't make you happy. He didn't make you happy. And as great as he was very outside. He was very like a social critic, whereas Cosby was talking about his own life and experiences that you related to. So to me, it's far more artful what Cosby did. And I think there's a thing with, a presentational comic is always going to be more admired, as in anything. Like if you're a presentational artist, whether you're a singer, if you sing real loud and you're whatever the fuck they call this thing, notes go up and down and stuff, that's considered a great singer. And if you're a comic, if you're making points and telling people stuff that sounds important, then you're going to be considered important. And if you're an actor, if you're Brando, you're great. And if you're Robert Duvall, who's a much better actor, you're not going to be considered that great because the great guys don't show the craft, the craft and the art's always invisible with those guys. So I think the presentational guys are always going to win in terms of success and in terms of perception. And that's why George Carlin and Bill Hicks and stuff are always going to be considered at a much higher level than Bob Hope, who was actually the guy who was at
It's funny. You've surely been in situations where you've had to read other writers' jokes on TV, and it's probably, I don't know, maybe you tell me, is it more difficult than doing your own? Like, so Hope should get more credit for doing other people's jokes.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to do jokes like that other people write because they have to be so good, to live up to. You want your jokes to be always good and fear, but Hope didn't have that. Hope did a very specific thing that he would that people didn't understand what he was doing. But he would do the joke. He would, if you watch him, he would do the joke. Then they would always cut to a close-up on him, and he would look into the audience, and he'd put it like a flash. He was a very good actor.
So this is what I'm
wrong. Fear in his eyes, as if he had just been.
You can like
caught,
add
like he was
sources.
an imposter, like he knew the joke was bad.
Oh yeah.
And the
So I'm wondering whether or
and
not
he was going to get kicked out of show. It was just a very, very subtle, quick, fast thing. But that's what made everyone laugh. They didn't know why they were laughing. That's why they were laughing. I know because I watched it. I watched it so many times.
I don't know if you can get that.
This is Stuart Francis. You're listening to What's So Funny on CFRO 102.7.
Yeah, a lot of comics you can tell who really influenced them. You have this unique voice. I can't figure out who your influences were, but was it other guys?
Well, I watched a lot of comedy when I was young on TV, but I don't know how. When I started writing comedy, I'd always look to writers rather than because I found the writing in stand-up highly inferior to the writing in songs and to the writing in obviously in literature. And so I was lucky enough to read a lot of books. And I have a friend of mine that's a country songwriter that I feel is the best writer in America, and I talk to him a lot. And I listened to Bob Dylan and stuff when I was young, and so I feel like songwriters I like a lot as writers. I think, but I think novelists, especially the Russians, in terms of writing, were like the fantastic writer. So that's where I figured out what writing was about.
Stepping up for readers.
But you have to make it funny.
Just inbuilt into the
you have to make it funny, but
I think if someone calls
there's no
this will
thoughts or
detect it.
anything. That's also what I find funny about people that go to make points and don't understand these points were made hundreds of years ago, But the greatest thoughts are the funniest ideas, and if you're lucky enough to read literature, actual literature, then you find out that these people that wrote it know everything about the human condition. So all you have to do is
Maybe
read them.
we should do some Google
It's better than
see if it's even
it's
possible.
better than experiencing things in life. That's for sure.
Reading is better. Reading is better than experience.
Yes, reading is far superior to experience, because when you read, you can read a master writer's insights into the world that would take you forever. I can't. If I read Moby Dick, how am I supposed to experience that in life? I can't experience anything.
Alright, so the program is,
especially in this life, is going to have the same banal conversations with the same people over and over and over in an endless loop of nonsense. So I'm trying to read as much as I can. I only have so many years, and I'm a very slow reader. Fuck, I'm so slow. It's crazy. And I never get to go to school, so
I don't know if that'll have
it's a lot harder for me without the proper education to understand everything. But I really like to read.
But you do notice these authors from hundreds of years ago, as you say, we haven't changed. I mean, the little details have changed, but humans are huge.
No, it's amazing. That's what's incredible about reading things through 300 years.
Sure, no. I've titled the stream Naked Gamer Sluts Live 420 Twerk It Dirty Silly Bitches.
Yeah, that's how you advertise, right?
So is your fucking Is your webcam USB?
Yeah.
Fuck, you should have brought it in.
Yeah. Yeah, try calling you on Skype so you can figure through somehow.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck, you smell like an opium thing. Cunt.
Like what?
An opium thing.
I don't know what opium smells like. What the fuck is this Skype Lite or something?
Never heard of that shit.
Skype Credit?
Yeah.
It's like a scam Skype?
Nah. I think they run it like a normal phone now.
Weird.
It's the future, mate.
Oh, there we go.
So, try add me. Fucking, this sucks. I think the name is. Huh, yeah, this could work, man. Like, I can see the back of your head, and then the Skype will be the front of your fucking head. And niggas will know.
I'm just trying to remember which one of my 4 email addresses I use for my Skype login.
I just made a new one, man. No time to fuck around. We should just play Civ, dude.
Oh shit, it's on you.
Yeah. It's installed and everything now.
Yeah, I typed it in, it comes up, I assume so.
Alright.
Oh no, Gookbook.
Gookie Facebook.
Yeah. Which one signed out?
I did the second last one.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Pew.
Just fucking message everyone on a fucking friends list. I'm assuming it's the one with more than 2 characters. Oh god, what am I doing?
Trying to find it.
Bottom line? I think still in group book.
Fuck, she's a dumb cunt. Fuck, I think you're connected to this. Turn that off.
How's that? Oh, okay.
It's Bluetooth. Harold. This resolution's dog shit though. Just because of...
What's your Skype name?
This sucks.
No shit.
What do you reckon? Make the game bigger? Smaller? Bigger?
Just keep it half and half till we decide what the audience is tuning in for. Our face or the game.
I can literally change it as we're recording. Like, so cunts will be seeing that go, woo.
Skype is actually the fucking worst.
Yeah, man. You didn't know. Do you know Badass Billy Gunn just trademarked his name like last month?
Really? Did it just run out or something?
Yeah, WWE had it and wouldn't let him have it.
I knew that much. That's why I watched a video of that when he went to. I think I know about wrestling now. It's from fucking What Culture wrestling videos. Have you heard about those kinds?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Most of them pretty funny.
Is it all wrestling or is it just everything?
What Culture, I think they do have different channels, YouTube channels.
Oh, okay.
So they got like What Culture games and shit, but wrestling one's pretty good. Alright, add contact. Fucking great.
Why are you not working?
What's it doing?
Civ isn't opening.
At all?
No.
That's fucked. Add fucking contact. Like, I'm clicking the button that says that.
Is it just freezing or what the fuck are you?
I don't know if I'm clicking the right add person thing or what.
It's got a picture of Pepe as my fucking thing. ...
Skype Live.
How can fucking chimps call in if you can't even find me? You feel me, player?
This is fucked.
I'll check. It is open. What's your fucking thing?
Kane Webb.
Check account. Can you make like a short URL for your fucking Skype?
That'd be too easy.
Yeah, true.
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I think I got it. Yep, got it.
Yeah. Nothing, mate.
Should be coming through.
Do both.
Hi, this sucks.
Where the fuck's your video? Come on, fuck yeah. Yo. Maybe mute. It begins.
Muted. So.
I can't. It's not detecting you on fucking dumb shit.
Oh wait, let's turn this thing across to the microphone on. Dope. Yeah, should fix it.
Yo. Huh. I should sit with some posture. That's the only downfall, man. It's not picking you up on here.
Voice what?
No, video.
Ah, right. Alright, we can do it. What's the program called again? Jizz Factory.
X-Split?
X-Split, yeah. Feed.